Why only one African nation reached the quarterfinal of the FIFA World Cup 2026? 10 African nations qualified for the tournament, making it the second most represented continent. 9 reached the knockout stages, yet only Morocco progressed to the quarterfinal. So, why did Africa perform so well in the group stages, but struggle once the knockout rounds began? And more importantly, can an African nation realistically win the FIFA World Cup in the future? Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome to the reaction bench with Nashi.
Africa's strongest group stage ever in the history of World Cup. This tournament showed a major improvement, the tactical discipline of African countries, African teams, especially during the group stage. Yes, we all witnessed it. South Africa finished second in Group A with 4 points after 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 defeat. Morocco were the African best performing team. They finished with 7 points, level with Brazil, after 2 wins, 1 draw, and 1 defeat. Cote d'Ivoire also embraced, finished second in Group E with 6 points, level with Germany. After 2 wins and 1 loss. Egypt finished second in their group with 5 points, level with Belgium, with 1 win and 2 draws. And we all know Cape Verde were the tournament's biggest surprise. They qualified without losing a single match, drawing all 3 group stage games. Senegal collected 3 points and qualified for knockout stage. Algeria finished with 4 points and also secured a qualification. DR Congo and Ghana both finished third in their group, but still advanced to knockout stage. Overall, African teams looked far more organized, disciplined, and tactically prepared than ever in any previous World Cup, in previous tournaments. Morocco in particular continue to set the standards for Africa. They have now reached the latter stage of 2 consecutive World Cups, proving that their success is not a coincidence. It is not. Most of that success has been driven by the long-term investment from the Moroccan government, led by their king. Over the last decade, Morocco has invested heavily in elite football academies, world-class training centers, world-class facilities, and modern stadiums. We all saw that during the AFCON, creating one of Africa's strongest football development systems. Why did only one team reach the quarterfinal? Despite 9 teams reaching the knockout, only Morocco made it to the quarterfinal. The biggest reason was their attacking quality. Many African teams defended very well throughout the tournament, but struggled to create and finish chances against stronger opponents. Although many African players compete in the European top leagues, like the menus, the continent still lacks the depth of elite attacking talent that countries such as England, Spain, Brazil, and Argentina consistently produce. Another major issue was squad depth. European and South American teams can bring world-class players off the bench without significantly weakening their teams. Most African nations cannot. As the tournament progressed, fatigue, injuries, substitutions exposed the lack of depth, making it difficult to compete over 120 minutes in knockout football, or even just the 90 minutes. Mental resilience also played a role. Senegal surrendered a 2-goal lead after conceding 86th minutes, the 89th minute, and the 105th minute, leading to 2-0. Eventually, they crashed out. Egypt experienced something similar. They allowed a 2-goal advantage to disappear after conceding in the 79th the 83rd, and the 93rd minute. I know some fans will argue that they were unfortunate with the refereeing decisions, but they were still leading late in the match and failed to manage the game effectively. They failed to manage the game effectively. These moments shows that winning knockout football is not only about talent, but also game management, sport psychology, and composure under pressure, which many African teams suffered. Can Africa produce a World Cup winner? Morocco have already showed that reaching the latter stage at World Cup is possible. They have done it twice. Previously in 2010, Ghana did it. So it's possible. The challenge now is doing it consistently. If African football wants to compete with Europe and South America every 4 years, the work cannot begin just before World Cup. It has to happen every single day. The first priority is youth development. Many football academies across Africa still fall below international standard. Several reports have highlighted issues of overcrowded accommodations, poor facilities, and exploitation of young players. In contrast, Morocco's Mohammed V Football Academy, opened in 2010, has become one of the world's leading football development centers. It represents what long-term planning and investment can achieve. Nigeria's Ultimate Striker Academy has also produced talented players, including Victor Osimhen, we all know, showing that the quality development exists across the continent, but needs to become more widespread. It needs to be organized. It needs better facilities. Domestic leagues also must improve. Many African leagues continue to suffer from poor administration, low revenue, inadequate sponsorship, stadiums that fail to meet the international standards. I'll give you an example of my country, Zimbabwe. We don't have a good stadium. And our national team often plays in South Africa or other neighboring countries. European football benefits from multi-billion-dollar television deals, billionaire owners, and world-class infrastructure, while many African leagues continue to struggle financially. Coaching is another area that requires investment in Africa. CAF has expanded coaching education, but there is still significant work to do if African coaches are to compete consistently in the world elite. One of the most important things to do for African football is to improve the nutrition. Nutrition is equally important. Research shows that elite performance began long before players enter professional academies. Good childhood nutrition is essential for muscle development, stamina, growth, and long-term athlete performance. Poor nutrition during these formative years, it can affect players throughout their careers. So, Africa, we need to work on our nutrition for our players. Finally, sports science and sports psychology must become a bigger priority for Africa. Modern football is won through marginal gains, recovery, conditioning, data analysis, and mental preparations are now just as important as technical ability. If Africa improves these areas alongside its growing talent pool, there is very reason to believe that the continent can one day produce a World Cup champion. But it's still a long way to go. Morocco has proved that Africa belongs among the world's elite. But one successful tournament is only the beginning. If African football continues to invest in academies, coaching, infrastructure, nutrition, sports science, and stronger domestic leagues, the dream of producing a World Cup winner will become increasingly realistic. Do you think African nation will win FIFA World Cup in our lifetime? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe,